line. You can't get there from here.
Strap on your pee bag. Wide Army. Running with scissors.
HWYRT.
HWYRT.
How come you're not running right now? No, seriously, grab some headphones and go for a run while you listen.
Come on, break.
And now, without further ado, here are Bryan and Peter.
Well, I'll say this. I was really surprised when you and Dan, Internet Dan, did a show while I was away in California. But I loved it. Let me tell you my experience. Because I listened to the raw tape, if you will, because, in fact, I was the one who edited it down. But it needed very little editing. It was awesome. And I put my headphones in, hit play, and I went for a run when I was out in Southern California. We had terrible weather, but at that moment, the sun came out. And I was running. It was the end of the day. Heavy wind, though. Like the wind from the west was intense. And so I had to keep turning my head. Because, you know, if you have wind and it hits your earbuds and all you hear is like... So I had to keep turning and sort of sheltering my one ear so I could hear the sweet, subtle tones of you and Dan discussing stuff. I will say... Actually, I'm a late bloomer on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Dan mentioned this. You thought I never watched it. I never did watch it till about 2 years ago, but it is now my airplane snack food. I always have like a half a dozen Brooklyn Nine-Nine episodes ready to go on my iPad. So I actually sent a picture to you and Dan of me watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine that night on the airplane. The other thing I'm going to say is this. I definitely want to go to St. Croix. Hi, Peter.
Do you even need me for this show?
I'm back.
Yeah, holy crow. I'm just going to back up. I don't know how big your stories get. Holy crap. What was that?
Can I tell you about three sneakers I had? Can I tell you about running in California and Ireland? Can I tell you some other things I have to talk to you about that are very significant?
Yeah. I
that
think...
involve us.
Yes.
It involves the show. It involves whatever we're calling the solstice race.
We need to come up with a decision soon.
I think that has to happen by the end of this month.
I thought you were going to say this recording because I'm not ready. But this month, which month do you mean?
The month of March. I don't know when this is going to street, if you will.
Yeah, that's what they say now.
Yeah. When is this podcast going to hit the street?
When is this pod street?
One of the guys on the corner selling cassettes of this conversation.
Pod Street. I hear you. It's probably going to be by Friday night.
Excellent.
Saturday day. I don't know.
Great.
All I know is Goff will be the first one to listen.
As always.
Mm-hmm. So you actually have like a notebook in front of you. You have things called up on a computer monitor. You seem prepared. It looks like 2 weeks away from the show has done you right. True?
Oh, the notes that I have written in the notebook are just the guests that I'm going to be inviting while you're away in Japan.
Touche.
Yeah.
And valid. Expect nothing less. It's fine. I'll have you know.
Oh, okay.
That recently Dave Macklem and I were in Communicado we were in Communicado, not incommunicado.
Understood.
We were communicadoing. Right. That's actually one of my favorite shows, the Communicado.
That's one of your favorite performances?
It's one of my favorite operas, yeah, Communicado.
Yeah, wonderful.
And speaking of Japan, and what we're going to do, not every night of the trip, that's too much, because come on, nobody wants that. But I think a little Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, each night after we've been down on the convention floor experiencing Star Wars Japan Celebration 2025, each day because different panels every day, all sorts of things. I think he and I are going to do a little recording in the hotel room or down at the bar and just have a few things to say. Not full episodes per se, but I think I will transmit those to you in some fashion. And maybe you want to stitch together a little audio tapestry.
For your fan podcast? What?
I mean, we do a little thing called the Toy Chest. So
No.
You could use that. You don't have to use it.
I was just giving that mild reception for comedic effect, Peter. I think that would be brilliant. I'd love to hear two middle-aged men talking about a 40-year-old movie. That'd be great. 50-year-old.
It's almost
movie.
50-year-old movie.
God,
And I know
it's
it's so awful. It's so terrible. There's also a run club, several run clubs being represented at the convention.
Yeah.
So there are some runs based around where the convention center is, and I think he and I are both going to try to strap on the old shoes and get some kilometers in over there.
Actually, the whole spectacle of you in Japan for the first time and you and Dave experiencing whatever this Star Wars thing is that you're going to is going to be, I can't wait to hear about your reactions or hear your reactions to what you're seeing. So yes, I am excited for this.
While we're in the toy chest.
We're still here.
Yeah, I'm shoving this out of the way, the slinkies out of the way. And let me just tell you that this Sunday, not that anyone will hear this or care, March 30th, for most of the daylight hours, not really, like 9 to 3, down in Franklin, Massachusetts, at the old, what would you call that? That's an Elks Hall, I think. Wherever it smells like tobacco and creaky wood.
Sell it.
You can see a lot of people who look like me, maybe a little older, maybe a little younger, just putting out toys for sale and barter.
on blankets.
Yeah, no, it's not exactly. I technically use a Star Wars sheet on my table, so it is blanket-esque. But it's not like we're in the back, it's not like I'm opening up the station wagon door. And
Isn't it, though?
Yep, that'd be so much easier.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to take it out of your
Wouldn't have
car.
to actually
and
risk a hernia moving my wares. So if anybody wants to come on out at the Franklin Elks Lodge down here in Franklin, Massachusetts, Sunday, March 30th, 2025, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Which co-star of the original Dukes of Hazzard TV show will be signing
The
pictures?
corpse of Boss Hogg in the glass coffin will be on stage.
No.
This isn't
even that.
This is a no frills. You're
No
lucky.
WWE wrestlers will be there.
Yeah, Mankind will be there.
Well, I mean, who knows?
I'd go. No, you're lucky if there's even coffee in the urn. The snack bar doesn't always open. It is not glamorous.
Yeah.
But some deals to be had.
Okay, okay, here it is.
Okay. I wasn't really ready to do this.
No,
today, but
because
that's fine.
it's better on the post because you actually have something to say, but this is goals and sub-goals.
Fine.
What's the thing you most want to unload from your stores? And 2, are you looking for anything specific?
Absolutely not looking for a thing. Would love this one to be one where I go back with less, not more.
Good luck.
And don't swap out for even. That's bad.
Okay.
Apartment living tight.
Yeah.
The thing I want to unload is a weird word. About 4 years ago, I purchased from this thing called HasLab, which is Hasbro's. Basically, the way they do it is they tool a prototype of a very big model of a toy, and they say, if you think you would want this, would you pay $350 for it? How many of you would do that? Will you say you want to do that now? And it stays open for like 45 days or 30 days. And if it gets funded, if they reach their funding goal, then they can go into production and make a certain number of like 3,000, 11,000 of these things. They did this with a very big vehicle from Star Wars Return of the Jedi called Jabba's sail barge. It actually has a name. It's called the Katana. And it was something like $400, but they were only going to make like 3,000 of them. And it reached its funding goal, and it comes with a bunch of exclusive figures and features. And it's not so much a toy as it is oh, clearly we want 40, 50-year-old people to buy this.
No one's ever taken it out of the box, is what you're saying.
Well, there's a whole thing with that. Yeah, you can resell it. So it goes for like $3,000 to $4,000 now.
Okay.
It was like $300, $400, and now it's gone up to like $3,000 because it's so rare. It's so big, and people sell just pieces from it, like the figures that came exclusive, or pieces of it that may have gotten lost, or the box. The box only can go for $50 to $100 because it's a beautiful looking box.
Okay.
It's just dumb. So I have
You have one.
not that I do not. I decided not to. I mean, the box is 5 feet long.
Don't. Oh my gosh.
No, it's humongous.
Oh, so is it? Wow.
Yeah.
So you need a room to display this.
You
thing.
need some serious real estate to handle this level of vehicle, and they made a couple.
Oh, I
of
was going to say insanity, but okay.
Fine. A vehicle for insanity. I like to think of it. Anyway, the thing I have that I speculated on was from the Disney Plus show, The Mandalorian.
Sure.
His first spaceship called the Razor Crest. It's a big silver ship. It's very nice.
We're way down in the hole now.
Stop it. There's like 4 people who really get what I'm talking about. 2 of them are like, oh, I want that.
Okay.
And they can have it. Come to Franklin, Mass., Elks Lodge.
That is the way.
Yeah, I am selling that one. But it's still in its tan cardboard mailer box.
And it's the size of a conference room table?
No, I would say that one's a good 2.5 feet, 3 feet by 2. Like it's good size, but it's not. It's nice to display. Comes with a stand.
Still, for a toy, that's amazing.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to ask like $400 for it.
Oh.
When it first came out, here's the deal with these things. When they first come out, because of the speculative nature of it, and based on the history of what the sail barge did, you go and buy this thing. You pay 6 months in advance before you get it because they're got to go make it. You pay $400, and then you're sitting with this thing that's $400. But on eBay, the week they first start shipping, they go for like $700 because
Sure.
people who didn't get in on it wanted to get on it, want to make sure they get it. But then if you just wait around a few months, it either goes down or it keeps going up. Not unlike our stock market.
Well, I mean, this is like any limited commodity, right?
Correct. There's only so much of
It's
it to
the
go
idea
around.
behind cryptocurrency.
So do you want me to put this one on hold for you? Do you want this one? You seem
I
excited.
do not. I'm only excited because we're almost done with this segment.
I can't wait. So the only way we can circle it back to the theme of the show is please don't walk, please run
Thank you.
to the Elks Lodge in Franklin, Massachusetts.
Okay. I want to hear all about it after you're done.
Okay.
Peter, I have a sort of an existential question for you.
That's all I want.
How do you know when your running shoes are dead and ready to be retired?
In my world, it's when I look at them compared the bottoms, the treads, the contours, if you will, compared to what a new pair would look like.
Right.
And if I have an unused pair, sometimes I would compare and contrast. How rounded out are they, right? Am I actually doing more damage than good by trying to keep these? Also, I have a problem, and it's why I live in Brooks, Beasts and Addiction and Adrenalines, is I'm so wide. How wide am I?
Peter, how wide are you?
Don't be gross. I'm so wide in my foot that my pinky toe wears out.
Through the side?
Yeah. And that's when I know faux show
In a triple E?
that has to get quadruple E.
Quadruple
Yeah,
E. Oh my
4E.
gosh. Wow.
Yeah. So especially happens on my left. So if I start seeing that wear come through, we're done.
You need a fifth E for that fifth toe.
I would love a 5th E for that 5th toe.
Phalanges.
Man, 5E. We could
5E.
We should name our production company 5E Productions. 5th toe.
Speaking of that, slight tangent. I was just thinking, isn't this a great band name? Okay, Dad Band. You know, guys who look like me.
I understood.
Playing with classic rock tunes.
Sure.
My Other Car. You know that bumper sticker? My Other Car
I
is?
got it.
MOC, My Other Car. You wouldn't go see that band? Dang, nothing.
Doesn't do anything
Crickets.
for me. Yeah, I hope you put it
I
in.
thought that was genius.
Put in the sound effect for that bit. 'Cause
My Other Car.
Nope, nothing. Does nothing for me.
Darn. That's what I was going to propose we change the name of this podcast to, but I guess we'll stick to HWYRT.
I mean, I guess they could be on the tour, the MOC tour, obviously going to be sponsored by jackhammerjohnson.com.
So let me get back to my original question. So I have not the opposite, but I have my conundrum is this. I tend not to wear out the uppers. Like my shoes, even when I know they're dead, look almost brand new on the top.
On the top. But the soles?
But a thing happens where I'm running and this, multiple runs in a row, I'm like, I just feel like my knees are hurting. My knees never hurt. And this is, it's like uncomfortable. And I feel like I'm just running in bare feet. This should be, to a normal person, the sign that your shoes are worn out, right? But as a runner, you're like, well, maybe something else is going on. Maybe I'm just being whiny. Let me take a look. So I had 2 other pairs of old shoes, same exact model, Brooks Adrenalines, and I flipped them all over. So I have 6 sneakers.
So you're really looking at them.
And I'm like, okay, I got to look at the tread exactly as you said.
Yes, sure.
And I'm looking at specific areas, and I'm eye measuring like in the tiniest micron measurements that I could, because that's how different they are. But like by the micron, they're all the same.
Meaning they all have the same amount of wear?
Correct.
Okay.
They're almost, they're supposed to be contoured, but they're almost flat.
Yeah.
And then I'm bending them sort of around the toe box and saying,
how bendy is this?
Yeah, how bendy? Now I know these shoes are dead. Let me compare them to the ones that I'm currently running in, and I'm like trying to. And then I said, oh well, I have a pair of brand new ones in the closet because I'd like to buy them when they're on sale.
Let's use that as the base.
Pull it out.
Can you bend it?
No, you can't even bend it.
Okay, so
At all. I'm trying to squeeze out.
So if you can
a
ball up
difference
your
there.
sneaker,
Yeah.
you probably don't want that. Now that's not true. Though some people love a soft shoe.
Yeah, but
that's not what we're talking about.
And this
here.
is also not why I wear these sneakers. I wear these sneakers because they give me a ton of support.
And that's what I need, right? That's what I'm experiencing.
Right. And it was just one of these things where it's like, what am I doing?
Okay, and then do you Marie Kondo those other sneakers? You're like, okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, so one pair will stay and become like my gym sneakers for non-running activities for, a couple of months.
Sure.
And then, but I won't run in them. And then the new sneakers. So now I have to go buy another pair of sneakers for, 3, 4, 5 months from now.
So I bought, if I could say this, if you let me. Is it okay if I do?
Go ahead.
I know we're tight in time. You've been gone for 2 weeks, buddy. A lot to talk about. I have a pair of Beasts.
Yeah.
Brand new.
Oh.
But I'm sitting on them for 3-4 months.
Why?
Because I'm going to use them in Japan.
Perfect.
So I'm going to slide those on maybe a couple days before I go. I'll tell you something else, sir.
I'm all ears.
I'm all about, in school, I had a little nickname. I don't know if you know this.
What was it?
Prophylactic Pete.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
No one called
because
you that.
I was known, especially in English class, as the guy who took care of business before business needed to be taken care of.
I don't know what you're saying.
I'm saying that I made an appointment with my podiatrist, Dr. Hester. Visited him the other day, and he's like, "Hey, what's the pain? You all right?" I said, "I have no pain, sir. I'm just here because I want to show you the condition of my orthotics and tell me what I'm doing here, because I feel like they're starting to fall apart. It's been every day on my foot for 3.5 years. Is that about right?" And he looked at him and he said, "Well, look, these things are the top layer that keeps the pad on top of the hard thing, that's going to finally go. You're right in that 3 to 5 year window. No problem. Here's what we can do for you. We can refresh this one, no charge."
Whoa.
Meaning they clean it up, shave off a little bit, and then put a new layer down on top. And he said, "But you also may be in a place where you want a new set for a second set." And I said, "I would kill or die for a second set." There was a cost there. He thinks, because of the kind of insurance I have, a PPO, if you must know, that might actually be one that will accept the charge. We're going to find out.
Sure, because the other ones are 3 years old or whatever.
Yeah, and it's a prescription. Like he is actually prescribing this to me. So I walked out of there, my friend, literally with a refresh pair in my shoes and another pair to go into another pair of shoes.
You walked out of there with both?
I have both sets, and I've never had two sets. So now
You must have had a spring in your step,
I
literally
can't-
and figuratively.
I was on air, baby. Because here's my issue. My issue is I wear the same pair in everything. So I'm always
Including your
taking-
running shoes, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they get really wet. They get really sweaty.
Right.
They need to air out. But I need them. Like
You can't walk
I'm wearing
in
a pair
shoes
of dress
without
shoes
them.
right now. They're in there.
Right.
But I can do a thing now where my running shoes, the flavor of the month or whatever, they can just stay in there.
Right.
Then I got the second pair. I don't have to sweat being held up in Japan by the Yakuza and having my shoes taken and worry I'll never have orthotics again.
Because you'll have the extra pair in your hotel room.
Well, no, I'll have them back in America. I'm not going to risk taking both.
Oh, I understand.
Come on, it's like the president and the vice president. Can't fly on the same plane.
Okay.
Separate planes.
Got it.
Because
like
you
you
know
and me.
the Yakuza,
They're into orthotics?
yep,
Okay. Didn't know that.
yep, it's a whole thing. It was a Michael Mann film. I got nothing. I don't, never mind.
I would see that, though.
I would too. Anyway, long story short,
Yeah. No, I'm very excited about for you and your feet.
Prophylactic Pete.
No one has ever called you that.
No, it's the first time I've ever said it.
Prophylactic feet.
Well, that's true.
Right.
Yes. Pete Feet. The original name for this podcast before I chose you as the co-host.
Pete feet. Pete and his feet.
Pete Feet.
Picking Pete's feet. Are you picking your feet in Poughkeepsie?
R.I.P. Gene Hackman.
Wow.
Don't even get me started.
It is crazy. We were just talking about him before his demise.
I don't. It's not our fault.
No.
If you really want to play mind games with yourself, try to figure out
What?
when we recorded that episode.
Mm-hmm.
Was he alive or dead then?
Oh, yeah.
See?
That did hold the news
That's-
cycle for several weeks, didn't
Yeah,
it?
and he had been already. Yeah.
Well, I don't.
It's rough.
Okay. I don't
See,
want
I didn't mean to bring the show down.
Let's not run down that road, so to speak.
Great job. Speaking of running,
Yeah.
how's the show?
What show?
The one we're doing about running right now.
This one about running? We were just talking about your orthotics. That's about running.
Check. Moving on. Your stuff?
Hey, let's talk about a real runner and a voice memo coming in from our friend, McCabe.
Oh my gosh.
Alert! Alert!
Well, hello there, friend.
Hello.
Voice memo!
Hey guys, it's McCabe. I'm standing at the corner of Nagog Hill and Neshoba Road in beautiful Littleton, Mass. After a run. The sun came up about 45 minutes ago, and I'm feeling both exhausted and grateful to live in this area. It's very runnable. It's very pretty. I got to listen to the show. Great job, Dan. Really proud of you guys for putting out a show while Bryan is away. And I heard the suggestion. I thought I would go for the voice memo, dog photo, naming trifecta. So, as you might have heard, I'm late in my training for the 129th running of the Boston Marathon. And I have hit the why am I doing this part of training. So any advice for staying motivated? I would love to hear that. Professor Lollipop sent us some great info on mantras. So if you've got any good mantras, that would be awesome. Anything else at all would really help. It's definitely getting tough. Also, I think some of the dip in my motivation is just the realization that the race is only 26.2 miles, and it's not even on the longest day of the year. It's like the BAA didn't even consult you guys, honestly. So, naming suggestion, and I really don't even know if you're going to need to go on with the contest after hearing this. I think we go with Peter Strikes Back and a subtitle, A Boston Ultra Starting in a Galaxy Far, Far Away. So let me know where to pick up my prize. And until next time, I'm going to go stretch, I guess. Take care, guys.
James McCabe, everybody. What do you think?
I'm going to say a couple things. I'm going to go in reverse order. The first thing I'm going to say is his creative powers know abound, and they are in the naming of things. He's terrible at that. He ran right up into the wall there. So he's interesting. He's hit a wall in his training and in his creative process. Sorry, that title sucked. Not using it. Now, to address the meat of the issue. Yeah, man, it's hard. It's rough. March is a super long month. You're doing these runs week after week. The amount of miles are crushing your body. You're always tired. You're often wet, whether it be from sweat or from a shower. It's just never ending. The goal's not even in sight. The journey. But it really is almost April. And when it's almost April, then it's almost marathon day. And you haven't really hit the toughest part, James. I'm sorry. Toughest part comes about a week to 10 days before the marathon when you taper out and you try to calm down and your brain will decide to betray you time and time again. But then you're going to get corralled. And then the gun's going to go off. And your wave is going to go. And it's all worth it. It's all worth it. You just got to believe that. It's a little bit like parenting. Like, seems like it's a ton of work and why? And then you get a good day where like they graduate from high school or they get married or they tell you about their first job, their first paycheck. Like, it's an amazing thing. Like, it's all worth it. This is like that. It's like that. It's that level of importance, I think, in self-worth and feeling of good, a feeling like, not to mention you raised a ton of money. Great job. So be thankful for the amount you've done. This is awesome.
Yeah, I'll agree. Like, you're running for the Bulldogs. You've raised all the money for your charity. And I know you're already doing training runs with the Bulldogs, but reach out to them and just talk to them and reinvigorate yourself for the real reason you're doing this, which is for the organization, for the Boston Bulldogs. Number two, you take a day off. I mean, when you get to that
100%.
point, the hay is in the barn. You've done your long
that's
runs.
right.
Maybe you have one long run left, but you're going to do fine with that. Take a day off and like eat an entire chocolate cake or whatever your thing is.
Yeah, take a pizza, fold it like a taco.
Right.
Eat it.
Eat a whole pizza, eat a whole chocolate cake, whatever your thing is. Take the day off, wake up the next morning, pound out your 5 or your 6 or whatever it is, and get back on the horse. But it's like you're allowed to stop.
Yeah.
Take a day off, take 2 days off. You're good. You've been training for months. Like, of course, you're feeling unmotivated because you've never done this before, and you're still several weeks out, so it's not tangible yet, the final accomplishment. So just do that.
Stretch every day.
And also stretch and do your SAMs. But
that's real. Like, and then and do nothing else. Like, just it's okay.
Go whatever your thing is. Like, go play video games.
I almost said calm down, but like, of course you can't calm down, like, because it's an unknown thing.
No. But when you hit the lack of motivation phase, it means you have to like step off the merry-go-round for a minute.
Right, because most likely, and I don't have
you can't keep doing the same thing and expect it just to come back.
Right, and we don't have a schedule in front of us, but I imagine he has a day of hills. I'm imagining he does a long run of 14, 15, 16 miles, and he's been doing that weekend
right.
after weekend. Like, it's a lot. It is sucking up your life. Even when you're not doing it, you're thinking about it. And it only gets worse when you taper. But then it really does happen, and it's over too fast.
Yeah.
So stay in that sweet spot if you can. And if you go to the expo, don't walk around too much. And don't eat anything new.
Well, all of that.
Don't change anything.
So I'm going to say this, Peter.
Eat a hard-boiled egg just before the starting gun?
No.
I almost died.
Avoid sushi the night before. No.
True.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it'll be
you don't
fine.
want that. No. Just have some spaghetti.
I'm going to say this. You want good news?
I always want good news.
You know, remember when we were at 35 YouTube followers and I gave us a challenge to get to 50?
Yeah, that was before you left.
We're at 70 right now.
Stop it. What's
so
happening?
the challenge is to get to 100 YouTube followers.
Are we really?
Yeah. Whether or not you consume this podcast on YouTube doesn't matter. But it is a way for us to get in the ear holes of people who need to hear this amazing content. It's not really that amazing. It's just Peter and I talking about running and other
But
things.
I'll tell you,
But people like it.
we are putting the passive in passive income. And when I say passive, I mean no money coming in because we didn't click the thing on YouTube that says give us money based on clicks.
Well, you know, we are commercial free. We talked about this a little bit before.
Right. We're just totally free range.
We're free
We're
range.
not beholden to big pharma,
We're not. Or any big shoe.
big chicken.
Big chicken.
Big chicken sounds good right now.
That sure does.
Big burrito. We're not beholden to big burrito.
I would be, though.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say I would
If somebody was going to give us free burritos, I would
big
let
salsa,
them
even
advertise
big
on
guac,
this. Yeah.
big olive. I don't know what big olive would be, but I'll take it.
The big martini.
Big tapenade.
Okay.
So be it.
I'm
Was
not
that
really a tapenade guy.
So anyway, James, good luck. Is that the only voice memo we got after all this time?
Well, yes. Yes, it is the only voice memo.
Sad.
But also, we requested a bunch, and we got a few, didn't we? And we played them.
I don't know.
We got a dog photo or two.
We did see some dogs.
Do you want to make another call for a different type of photo?
I don't. I want people to either send in a title for this race that has nothing to do with Star Wars. Thanks, James.
Peter Strikes Back.
It's terrible. It's a terrible title. Or just send a note that says I liked this one that someone said.
We haven't posted them anywhere. Well, we have 2 websites, but we have 0 content on either of them.
Well,
We're awful at that.
we don't
part of it.
technically have. We have one website, and we have another website that we pay for the URL that's not live.
Right.
It's horrendous.
We have jackhammerjohnson.com.
That's live. You can go to that right now.
There's nothing on it.
I don't even know how we put something there.
And howwasyourruntoday.com
Which we-
/HWYRT.com.
We have
which
both of
there's
those,
not
yeah.
even a site.
We can't literally do anything with them yet.
Okay. We need to remedy this.
We say that every show.
Dang it. Do.
Is this even a show anymore?
If only we knew someone who was a web designer.
Also, no one has come forward with a training plan for me for this race, for this run.
Did you put the call out
We
for that?
did. Yeah, before I went to California.
Well, that's just wrong.
And you were like, just do what you're doing and then focus April and May on training.
Well, that's really true. Tuesday is April 1st. You better freaking have a plan on the calendar.
And I will, but we're getting down to the nitty gritty. We're getting down to brass tacks. We're getting down to the crux of the nub. We're getting to the meat of the tomato. We're getting to exactly what I wanted to talk to you about this entire podcast, Peter.
Now you're getting to it?
Now we've had to clear the clutter, clean out our closets, spring cleaning.
Preamble.
And now there's just one walnut sitting on the kitchen table.
Why?
And we're going to hit it with a hammer to see what's inside.
Why does anyone listen?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
The long race on the solstice, 21st of June.
It's a Saturday.
The yet to be named. I know we're starting together.
Oh, boy, here we go.
Somewhere in the area of South Station.
Holy crow.
And we're going to go to the Paul Revere statue in the north end. Then we're going to turn it around. We're going to head toward Concord.
Yeah, we are.
Are we doing this together?
I mean, it depends on how well you train and the goals you're...
Whether I can keep up with you?
That's right. No,
What is your plan? We have not talked about this.
I haven't...
You were like, well, I've got 15 hours, but that means something.
You know how we can see space, like with telescopes, and we can image out,
Yes.
and we can see to a certain level,
Mm-hmm.
and we're assuming more things like that are beyond it, but there's a barrier to as far we can get to, and not get to, literally see.
Right, visually, right.
Okay. That for me is Japan.
Okay.
I can see that Japan's there. I can see that I'm going to Japan. The day after I'm back from Japan, I can't see it.
The light on the other side of Japan is taking too long to come back
Correct.
to
I
your
assume
eyes.
it is there, and I am going to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to see the back end of April. I'm going to see the 1st of May.
Right.
I'm going to see June.
Yeah.
I'm going to see June 21st.
Okay.
But at this moment, right here, right now, as we record our voices into these microphones, I can't tell you what that day behold. I don't know what I want out of it. I think I do want to start together. Would I like to stay together the whole day? Sure. Do I want, after mile 3, you saying things like, come on, let's go? No, I don't want that.
Right.
And there's only so many times I'm going to be like, can we get a photo? Let's get a photo. Right? I'm going to come up with things to slow you down and tricks. I need a pickle. There's only so many of those I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So I don't want to ruin your time. And like when you and Esau Movement are on mile 10 and I'm on mile 4.
Emily will probably be in Paris for all
James
I know.
McCabe carrying
Emily
me like
in
a
Paris.
swaddled baby on mile 8.
He may need to do that.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
In a basket.
I don't know. It was different at the Soul Searching Solstice run,
Right.
the winter solstice, because we were looping.
Well, we're looping. And eventually we all slowed down to your pace.
And thank you very much. I was a trendsetter.
You were
I
indeed.
don't usually like to call myself
Yeah.
that because I always think you're making fun of me.
Nope.
But I am a trendsetter in that race. Am I a trendsetter in this one? We do have 15 odd hours of daylight.
True enough.
Do I want to use them all?
Right.
I might.
But we're not looping 3-mile loops, so it's going to be
Well,
hard
as I like
to come
to
back
say,
around.
a loop is a loop is a loop. So, aren't we always looping?
I don't know what
don't
that
know.
means.
It means we're on a big ball.
So I understand what you're saying, that you are going to Japan. This is a huge
It's huge.
deal.
It's like
You've been thinking about it for years.
Years.
And it's beyond your capacity to think beyond it.
Can't see.
I get it. 100.
But then I will see it.
But then you'll have less than 2 months to train for a 50K-ish
So
effort.
psyched. So psyched. Can't wait.
Not sure that's a... Are you doing any running right now?
I ran Sunday last.
Okay.
3 miles.
Great.
Beautiful. Great job.
Good to hear it.
Yeah, it was nice.
Awesome.
And it was good for my back because, as you know,
Right.
I injured my back while you were away.
I heard you and Dan talk about
by
it.
dismantling a fake Christmas tree.
Oh, I've done it in way more embarrassing ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that stuck with me. That was a good 2-weeker, that one.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to the club.
2-weeker and a tweaker, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Back tweaker.
I need a run. 10 cc's of running. Stat.
Movement helps it. Walking definitely helps it. I'm not the world's strongest runner right now.
Mm-hmm. No,
That-
neither am I.
That doesn't mean I can't bring the thunder, though. You've seen it. I've pulled it out of the bag of tricks. I got it.
I've seen you running in a foot boot.
You've seen me in a foot boot. Now, knock on wood, I'm not in a foot boot.
Oh, my God. No, please
So
don't be.
if the question you're posing is, hey, are we doing this thing? Are we trying to get done under 8 hours?
No, this
don't
is
think
the,
so.
This is the thing I'm posing, which is I'm trying to set expectations for the day because it is coming up to the point where the training is going to matter. Because it's not nothing.
No. It's something. It's something. You know, even if you
And you
walk
don't-
it,
and
it's
you-
something.
That's what I'm saying. You don't want to get to Arlington or Lexington.
I thought you meant the T-stop for a minute.
Well, is that the bailout? Like, we didn't have bailout points before. We did
no
it.
bailout
You
point.
and I did it.
There's no bailout.
And
The weather's going to be on our side,
Yeah.
knock on wood.
Right. That's
temperature.
What I'm saying. But
Hot. It's gonna be hot.
But it could be.
It's gonna
It could
wet.
be
It's gonna be hot and
sweltering. It could be miserable. But it also could be like after mile 3, we're like separating. That seems weird.
Oh, okay.
But I also don't even know if
No, that's nice.
Is anybody else going to come?
I think there's going to be some people there.
I don't know.
But the question is, do we need to be moving as one big group?
Right.
Do we need to be several groups?
Right.
Do I want to be the guy who's with the broom cleaning up the horses?
Is Dave coming from Japan to run
He
with
is not. No, sir.
That's
no.
disappointing.
Is Internet Dan coming? No, he's not. He can't make it.
Also disappointing.
Disappointing. But I think there's a lot of local flavor. I think a lot of people are going to show up.
You think so?
Yeah, and even if they're not doing the whole thing, because why would you? If we publish the route,
yeah,
and let people know, and it's a nice Saturday in the middle of June. So listen, a lot of people might be away.
Right.
There's a lot going on.
Okay, I'm going to tell you where this is coming from.
Okay.
I was away for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I started thinking about like you and me, 4 or 5 hours in, we're tired.
Yeah, we're walking this.
We're like, what the hell are we doing?
Let's get tacos.
From the woods?
No, we have Uber Eats. Just got to tell them where you are. They're on mopeds. They don't care. They can get on that trail. They think they're allowed. It's going to be fine.
I don't know.
All right. I think what I'm hearing from you, which is fascinating, by the way, is insecurity.
Yeah.
Because what you're saying, I think, to yourself is, what kind of training am I going into April 1?
That's what I'm asking.
Am I going hardcore? I'm going to pummel this thing.
Well, I'm not sure that's what I'm
I'm
asking,
sorry.
but it's like,
okay. Am I going in tough, man? Going to do some running? Going to keep this thing under a tight 8?
am I going to no? Am I going to work myself up into some 15-mile runs?
15?
Yeah.
You better go more than that.
Are you going to go more than that?
I think we each need to do a 20. Oh, God,
is that realistic?
No, it's not at all realistic.
In like 3 weeks, you're going to start doing a 20. At 3, you're going to come back from Japan.
Whoa!
And within 3 weeks, you're going to be running a 20.
Cool your jets.
This is what I'm saying.
Hold on, I'm back on the 22nd. All right, I'm viable by the 25th. 28th. I'm viable by May 1st.
Right.
May Day.
Right. So you have approximately 6 weeks to train.
Right. It'd be cool
if you got some more 3s in there.
Yes. That would be good.
It's a lot of walking up and down the plane aisle.
Oh, boy.
See what I'm saying?
All this is moot if I clot out.
Don't do that.
I'm not gonna. I got the new socks.
You got compression socks?
I got the new copper fit.
Yeah, you're going to be fine.
I'm psyched.
You better be.
Okay, I am going to get up and move around.
I wore compression socks back and forth to Ireland. Awesome.
14-hour flight, though. It is a lot.
Well, I did L.A. to Boston, Boston to Dublin.
Within
24
day,
hours.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was a 6 and another 6?
Yeah.
It's about the same idea.
Yeah. It's not terrible.
Well, it's not terrible. It's just that the last long flight I did, we all know that stuff happened.
That's right. You might want to avoid.
Anywho.
Yeah, but you're being helped.
So
Modern
helped.
medicine is helping you.
So much eloquence in me. My blood is thin.
It's pure.
It's thin. So let me say this about that.
Okay.
Oh, my poor mother listening to this podcast right now. Don't do it. You're not going to do that. Don't do that run. Is something she might say.
Mm-hmm.
She might not say. She might
I mean,
say,
you look healthy.
I feel great.
Yeah.
I'm a giant. Oh my God, I'm the biggest I've been.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty big.
Oh.
I'm clocking in some knees. I wear it well. I hide it. Wear the big suits.
You in the Clyde Army?
Clyde Army.
Oh, man.
I haven't heard that one in a while.
Major in the Army. Major. Okay, so let me say this.
Yeah.
What are we saying the distance is when it's all said and done?
Well, that's another question. If you go statue to statue,
which we have to,
it's like 25, I think we did.
Yeah.
Last time, and then you
Past the
curl
statue,
around. You come into Concord Center.
Yes,
that's 26.
And then
anything you want to add on,
to the parking area.
Run out to the Battle Road, right? If we really want to do a 50K.
I mean, my issue there is like you put so much effort in there.
Mm-hmm.
Why not just roll it up to a 50K?
Well, for
why
a
not?
lot of reasons. One is, yeah, it's only 3 or 4 more miles, but it's 3 or 4 more miles.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
Is there a way on the front end before we get on the trail
Yeah.
to do an extra mile or something in Boston area, between Boston and Cambridge, where you're like, just because it would be nice to get to the statue and be closer to done.
Right.
Because I remember last time, now it's coming back to me because I was having brain damage because of lack of oxygen.
Yes, you were.
I was running up and down the thing, and
Yeah.
we were trying to do the thing, and I'm like, turn your watch off.
And it was starting to
It was
rain
pouring
heavily.
rain.
Yeah.
So it would be kind of cool on quote-unquote fresh legs to be 5 miles in, 6 miles in.
Peter, wake up! You're dreaming. Fresh legs.
No, totally. So I guess
No,
what I'm
I
trying
understand what you're saying.
Think about that, but that doesn't have to be answered now. But to answer your other question, I would argue that if I start very seriously May 1 and I'm already feeling great, because remember, I'm going to be in Japan. I'm going to be walking 30,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's
the
something.
least walking I'm going to do is actually during the Star Wars convention thing. And even then I'm going to do probably 15,000, 20,000.
Yeah.
It's all over the place.
And that's real.
But during the oh my God, I'm walking everywhere. That's why I need the new shoes, hence the new orthotics.
Right.
So, May 1st, hit the ground running, boom. You're telling me I can't do an 18-mile run 5 weeks in? Of course I can.
Yeah, I'm saying you can.
And we should. We should.
Okay.
And that should be the sub goal. The harder thing should be that day.
Yeah.
Because we should keep moving on that one.
I hear you.
So that you walk into the 30-miler and you're like, yeah, but we'll go at whatever. And we'll take stops and we'll take photos and we'll hang out with people, whatever.
All right. I will think about this.
And it's more of a party.
I will think about this whether or not we can do earlier miles in Boston in a way that makes sense.
And is fun.
It would have to be.
It would have to be fun.
Otherwise, I would actually kind of be like statue to statue, 25 miles. There's something to that. Like
it is nice. I'm not saying it's
cool
bad.
to like have the watch say you just ran a marathon.
But the battery always dies.
I'm less interested in that now, actually.
In hour 12, the battery's dead. 12 hours.
12. God. Ugh.
No, I mean, listen, I don't care.
Even a 6-hour marathon.
I'm not even sure I'm going to wear a watch. You'll know I was there.
Yeah, I'll know. There will be photos.
I'll probably have my phone with me.
Yeah. Well, you'll have the Uber Eats receipts.
Oh, right. I can track. Right. Well, this is where the Big Mac was happening.
Salt.
Salts are good.
Don't stress out about it.
I'm not.
Go to Japan. Do
This
all
was
your
you.
walking.
This was your thing.
No, the reason, because I want to know about my training.
You're trying to be prophylactic, Bryan.
Right. I've never wanted to be. I learned my lesson with the Grand Canyon.
Oh, fascinating. Okay.
Which is, don't get Lyme disease.
Please don't.
And also always listen to what Emily Saul says and do whatever she says. Because I didn't do it, and that screwed me up.
So my version of that is don't clot out. Well,
don't do that.
And always listen to what Bryan says about what Emily Saul said.
That's right.
Perfect. Great job.
Good job.
Bryan.
Peter.
Great to have you back.
Hey, great to be back.
I'm about to leave. Can't wait.
Can't wait to talk to the new co-host.
Oh.
I mean, have a great trip, my friend.
I'm fine with it. It's
the
probably
other side
time.
of the earth.
It's good. It is the other side of the earth.
I can't wait to see what websites you and Dave create while you're out there.
It'd be so great if we did.
I'm gonna keep hitting that.
Well, he'll keep saying, "Just send me the things you want me to put up there, you idiots."
And we'll be like, "Huh?
What's content?
What are you talking about?
We make the show.
Website?
What is that? GIF? Or is it pronounced like the peanut butter? Is it
GIF or GIF? Discuss.
I always say GIF. I always say Goff.
What's slow, sweet, and sticky?
Michael Goff.
Actually, it's molasses.
Michael Goff.
Woof, 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 woof. That's funny.
Huh?
Voice memory.
Voice memory.